she hearing things. I just counted up 100 bands with all my dogs at the Airbnb. All these niggas tryna beat me. Got a new Hellcat, stay clear of me. And I got extended clip for all these fuck niggas. I'm straight out the mud. I can't fuck with fuck niggas.
Motherfucking
Why he say where he from? I don't give a fuck, nigga. A lot of y'all switched up on me. I don't trust niggas. I just put my middle finger up.
What's good, folks?
Big ass titties.
It's good, people.
Turn my mic on, nigga. Turn that radio up. I must be muted, nigga.
It ain't. That's you. Unless your headphones
My
on.
headphones loaded in.
Yeah, I can hear you.
My headphones loaded in.
Bitch, I can't do no capping here.
Hey, bunch of gang shit.
Y'all can hear all this.
Just a dope ass. 700 shit.
Gotta check right around my mind.
I just can't fuck with these fuck niggas. Sniper look like a goose, I can't duck niggas. I lay down on the pillow.
Alright.
+3. Talking about how they all wanna fuck.
Cut that shit, nigga.
Anyways, folks.
Nigga act like he a DJ or something. This ain't the club.
I just
Nigga,
really
turn
like
that shit
this
the
song.
fuck off.
No, I'm
So
in
what?
here.
Turn
I'm
it
in
off.
here. I love it. It's gonna play.
Last show of the year. It's
That
EJ,
is true.
it's TJ, Verge, Tiff is here. We have a special guest. Unlock the door, nigga. Marshawn out there. Nigga,
Fuck the whole setup up.
yeah, Coach Marshawn.
Special. Get that goddamn shoe.
Get there. I don't know, Coach Marshawn. Hold on. We got Coach Marshawn in the building, his wife Whitney. Give him a round of applause. Let's get some round of applause in here for the guests, man. Use some of these fucking sound bites, TJ. Just shit together, man. Just shit together. There's a bunch of shit in there you'll never use. Get right, man. Last show of the
All I
year.
know is the claps.
Just use some of this shit.
The claps is it, though.
Pull up a
Claps
chair.
is
Nigga sit next to her. Y'all share a mic.
Yeah.
Give me one second. Hold on. We were just talking about something. Let me throw this question out here and start getting some opinions on this really quick before I go. I'm gonna come. Give me
Hit
1
the
second, Coach
gas
Marshawn.
on
Let's
that.
hit the gas on these niggas real quick, man. Here we go. Huh? Yeah, hold on. All right, babe, go ahead and do the question real quick. We was talking about it. Let me go out here with Coach Marshawn because Coach Marshawn need me to assist him with some assistance while I'm
Assist him with some assistance.
Assist him with some assistance.
That's
Okay.
a bar.
All right.
You ain't never had to be assisted with no assistance?
So the question that I don't even know, we talk about really random shit in the car. So I was singing Kelly Price, As We Lay. Y'all know that song, right?
Amazing.
Right? And
This
I
is
was
already
like,
starting
she
off
sung
good.
that song so beautifully, but it really ain't shit. Like, how you gonna beautifully sing about fucking somebody else's husband? It's really not nice.
I mean, you know. You,
So it wasn't right. So I was talking about that, and then I was like, people tend to get into those situations, and then immediately, like, the
Use
side
some
chick
mood
is
music.
like, nobody. You assume that the side chick is not the loved one, right? That
Tell
it's the
about it.
wife that is loved, and the side chick is this little floozy getting in the
Mm-hmm.
way. I said, and that's ideal to think, but sometimes it's not that way. Sometimes these husbands are more enthralled to their side chick than they are to their own wives.
right.
And in those situations, it's still not a good look for the side chick because if it's all said and done and he leaves his wife to be with you, you're still in a fucked up situation for the rest of your life because everybody still knows how you got to that situation, to that position.
True.
The kids hate you, his family can't stand you, and that's the way you have to live out the rest of your life. For what? Being stressed out, dealing with little motherfuckers who can't stand you for righteous reasons. Fucking family that can't stand you for righteous reasons. And now what? Like, that's misery.
I mean, they can leave, but the person still will be with somebody else, and they gonna hate them.
No, they won't because this is different. They could, but it's a different situation in that case, right? You didn't do anything to harm my family structure. You didn't take part in nothing. I'm just mad because I want my parents to be together. That's different than I'm mad at you specifically for the role that you played and some shit.
Get all the kids in the huddle.
And he's saying like, I wouldn't give a fuck.
But this is
Like,
because this is my thing.
I would just
You're not
be
mad at
happy.
me. You're not mad at me. You mad at your mama, exactly. And you just deflecting with me. You mad that you feel like your mama's a piece of shit, and you can't tell your mama, you a piece of shit. So now you mad at me. Yeah. But that ain't got shit to do with me. Like I said, everybody gotta learn how to accept shit they don't like. Everybody, for me as a nigga, the second nigga that's there, I gotta accept that I was a couple of years too late. Now, little fucker, you exist.
So,
Like that's how I'm feeling. I'm 4 years too late. Now your little 3 or 4 year old, 7-year-old, 8-year-old ass exists. And I'm trying to figure out a way that I can fucking drop you in a ditch somewhere because it's never too late for an abortion.
That's the mimosa talking.
No, I'm joking.
in this
I
situation,
understand.
the kid
Hold on, really
knows
quick.
that
Really
you are
quick.
the side
Let me
person.
really-
They know.
Okay, then you can hate them both.
No,
You can
my
hate
thing
them
is
both.
this.
Hate
My
them
thing is
both.
this.
Yeah.
My thing is this. I understand that That's a hateable offense. Like, somebody can dislike you for that. But I also understand the situation of, now that I'm an adult and I'm somebody whose parents split and separated, at the time I didn't like this shit, but I had to also eventually acknowledge mommy and daddy for individuals, not just mommy and daddy. They had to be who they were as people. And you have to understand sometimes as people that a situation is convenient to you and you enjoy it, but the two parties that are providing for you are not going to have anything left to be mommy to you if they don't go get something for Eric, Tiffany, TJ, Whitney, Virgil. That's how it works in relationships sometimes. And as children, we cannot accept that, and that's fine. That's fine. But what ends up happening is that you no longer exist as a person to be able to parent to this child. So sometimes, yes, well, I understand that this action is gonna hurt my child, but it puts me in a position to be able to not only provide for them after this hurt, but for many other hurts, because right now I'm not in a position to do so. And as somebody who had to do that and had to leave a house, not under the terms of the guise of another woman was there, but just had to leave on my own, I still understand that with no woman there, the children are still not going to be able to accept or understand why you left the house.
Those things are different, though.
No, it's not. Because even if a woman is there and a woman is the caveat, I'm still leaving you for a reason that is to do with you and I. Another woman could be in the background, but the problem is with you and I. This woman did not come here and do something great. She came here and do what needed to be done, which was what you weren't doing. That is what we oftentimes not look at as as the person that got cheated on or the child. No, that person was in a position where they were feeling incomplete. They were feeling unsatisfied in a way that they needed to feel satisfied to go on and be what they needed to be to every other facet of their life.
We both know that's not why people cheat, though.
And
Cheating is.
I can't explain why everybody else cheat. I can explain why I would cheat, or I have cheated in the past. Is because I was unsatisfied with what my partner was providing for me. I may have tried to talk to my partner or provide them with some insight of how. And yeah, it's always easier to be like, why you just don't leave? Niggas, sometimes it takes a second. The same way women get beat up and women get beat in relationships, and niggas be like, why you just didn't leave? Oh, because it's not that easy all the time. Sometimes niggas can't just up and, I'm gone.
You're in love with the
I feel like we're segued into different conversations.
I was about to
TJ,
say, like, because, like, I agree with what you're saying in the sense of, like, I can explain to my kids that.
No, we're only looking at the consequence. We're not looking at the cause.
Time. I can see what you're saying when you're like, my kids are going to be mad. I'm a child of divorced parents. You could be mad at the whole, like, my parents are together. But to have issue with the person, like if your parents divorced and this person, you can rationalize that, okay, you were fucking my mom, you were fucking my dad while they were together. You are a piece of this, and I can give you actual hate. For that point, you can hate that person as well. Like, I can, or not hate, but you can have you can give her that person the responsibility that you came into a situation and didn't wait for it to end or whatever the fuck, as opposed to what you're talking about is, yeah, my parents, like, people have issues. We came apart whichever way. You can explain that, but throwing off the fact that this person came in there while we were
I've been in relationships that were like, people are in relationships sometimes that are over before the optics are over.
Yeah.
So to those optics are misleading. But other shit is not misleading. Like, and that's what I'm saying. You can't, even for your kids, you have to have some part of your relationship that is still me and my partner. Mm-hmm. No, I can't let too many other things factor into this because everything else is built on this. So yeah, this does affect everything. The pendulum swings both ways, and I think we're just stopping to look at how the pendulum swings one way. We're stopping to look at, if you do this, all of this stuff happens. But why are we not looking at the cause of why most people do this? And I know it's inconvenient for people to go, to stop and do that, and you should have left and do that. Let's stop sometimes and do that. Like, that's the problem. Like, this argument is coming from unaccountable.
We're onto why people cheat.
No, motherfucker, you get left, you have to stop and look at why you got left. You get cheated on, you got to stop and look at why you got cheated on.
That wasn't my point.
That's the problem. That's the problem I'm saying is that's not the point.
No, listen. Because what I was talking about was the perspective of, remember in the car, I started off talking about why, if I was a side chick, I'm putting myself in the position of a woman who decided to engage with a married man in an affair, and it ends, and now this married man comes to me and say, hey, I want to be with you. For me, I know what kind of life I would want for myself, and if I made the mistake and I was having fun, I made a bad choice in engaging with this man like that, I know how I want the rest of my life to look, and I know that what we're built on is not good, right? what I would want for my kids, what I would want for your kids, what it's going to have to look like after this is not going to be how I would want my family structure to be going forward. So I personally would not want to be in that position because I know what that's going to be like. As the woman, I would make a choice. Now, if you feel like y'all in love and you don't care about how it started and all of that and you engage anyway, that's y'all's business, but I just tend to think that those situations end up being super strained.
But this is my whole point, is how far do you go with that? Because she also gave the example in the car of if the mother just so happens to feel like you was fucking around when...
No, I didn't say just because you feel. I said if it was true.
You also said that women feel like you could have got divorced 12 years ago, met somebody a year ago, and that woman's still gonna be like, this was the person they was fucking around with.
I wouldn't give a fuck about that. If it wasn't actual factual, then...
And again, but this is the same argument that goes against your argument that you're using when you say kids cannot use that type of logic to decipher all of this. It takes for mama to walk up and just be like, your daddy was fucking around. And sometimes it's as much as that. Some situations aren't necessary. No, that's not being funny. Some situations aren't necessarily that. We talked about it last week, how sometimes hurt people, your hurt can allow you, just how we talked about last week, dark-skinned niggas can go fuck light-skinned niggas because they girl got taken by a light-skinned person or somebody. Or whoever the fuck it is. Hurt people are in turn going to hurt people.
Honestly.
So my whole point is this. It's just like if you meet if you date somebody, you break up with her soon after that, or if you feel like too soon after you broke up with this person, you already seen them dating somebody else, in your head they was fucking with that person before they broke up with you. That was just too soon for you. Be like, how you just 3 months later, 90 days, huh? Niggas ain't even got benefits at jobs and you got a new nigga, huh? That's just crazy to me. In your head, you gonna start being like, this bitch was fucking with this nigga before we broke up.
True.
Sometimes that just fucking happens and it's not real.
Yeah.
Your hurt allows you to do that, and guess what the fuck people will tell their kids? Your motherfucking daddy, your motherfucking mama, your motherfucking this. Sometimes you gonna lose either way. Situations are not always fair like that. At the end of the day, though, like, you have to remember why you're dating someone, why you're with someone, what it is, and all that other stuff. That's fine, and I understand it. Granted, it's a fucked up thing for someone's kids to not like you, someone's mother to not like you. But what about if you did all that shit right and they just didn't like you for something else?
Are we talking about...
No, it's not to not like somebody, to not like somebody. That uncomfort that you feel is uncomfort.
Or are we talking about the fact that you just don't
the whole
like
family environment,
or that you just don't like the foundation that your relationship was built on?
We're talking about you doing that affecting the family dynamic, and you don't like the family dynamic that now your relationship is built on, is what we're saying. We're not just speaking about you just in your soul. You don't like how it went down.
But you
don't like that somebody don't like what you did.
If I'm somebody fucking with a woman who has a family, and I understand that I'm the side nigga and I'm fucking her while she's still married to her husband and they trying to do the family thing, and it comes out and the kids realize that you was fucking my mama while my parents were, and they don't fuck with me, then I have to deal with that. Like, they're valid in their feelings.
Yeah. And that's all I'm saying. I'm saying because I know I'm not a person that can deal with that, I wouldn't do that. If you are okay with that and you're going to be like, man, fuck your kids if they don't like me, or well, I'm happy.
You got to say fuck them, but
cool,
you be like,
but
I'm
not like that. And I come from a blended family, so I understand. I don't know. I just feel differently about how important it is for things work out better. And it's not. I'm not saying it's an easy road to get there, even when there's none of that happening. Like, my family did not have that happen, but it has its own different.
Okay, but did that save any aspect of the dynamic? That one factor being in there, did that make it any smoother?
For my family?
Just families, period. If you want to use that example, but does it make it any, like, my whole thing is that resentment, anger, all of that can be harbored by one side or another, no matter how you do a situation. Yes. As a person who's been there myself, not nobody else, not as a child, like as a person who was the parent of 2 children and had to leave my child's mother, like within a year of my second child being born and my oldest child being 12 years old. Like, as a person who had to do that.
I'll say that they're both.
I'm telling you what that is. Some of those situations that regardless of it, it's just how sometimes that situation is just.
I will say this. I think they're both subjective, but I think that it's a bit. I shouldn't say easier for the sake of argument. I would say there's a bit of a difference between I just don't like the idea that my parents aren't together, and the fact that I can trace my parents crumbling because of you fucking with my parent. But that's a different type of resentment. Like,
you are blamed, but that's what I'm saying. That is
this person.
To me, and to me only, that is deflecting accountability. If my son came to someone I was dating and told them, yo, you did this, I would have to stop and go, no, she did not do that. This is what the situation is. Since your ass want to be grown, since you want to get involved and start doing that, Let me show you what this is. If you have a problem with something, then we can discuss it. But for you to walk around here and have blame for something, and for you to come, I miss the dynamic. I understand that. I understand that's going to factor in. What I would not allow, what I cannot allow, and what I feel like if you're an accountable person, you cannot allow. To me, this sounds like the situation of somebody who's just not accountable for what they do. And you can agree or disagree, but I feel like I wouldn't let my son come to her and be like, oh, this happened.
Oh, no, I get that. But the blame, I think, would go.
Because, like, the optics of something is me and her got together 6 months after I had left my kid's mother.
So we're not
I would
talking
say from
about
experience.
optics.
But what I'm also saying is that if his mother did that, I would have to come to my son when he felt resentment towards you. I would have to tell him that how you are looking at the situation is not how it happened.
Of course.
And even if it was that we were actually having dealings, I would have to tell my son, like, yo, this is.
Yeah, I
Get
understand
it
what you're talking about because
Yeah, like,
funny- it's
I
funny
can't
that
allow
we're-
my son to hate you.
it's funny that we're talking about this because I'm a child in this situation. This happened to my mom and my dad. So my dad was married to my mom for 20-some years. We have three. Well, they had 3 kids. I was 2, 3 when my dad was messing around with some other girl. Now my stepmom. But I have never talked to my stepmom ever. I've never had a conversation with her. They were messing around while they were in the church, the church house. So as a kid growing up, I resented my father because he left the house, period. I didn't know back then that my mom and my dad were having issues in between themselves, that he just had to go, or they just couldn't be together regardless. Now that I'm an adult and I talked to my dad about it, I forgave him because I understand, okay, I'm an adult now. So I understand when relationships don't work, they don't work. Mm-hmm. You got to go regardless, It doesn't matter if you have 3 kids, 4 kids, a dog, and a fish. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're married
Fuck
for
that
25
fish.
years.
Like, that's what it's
If
going
you got to leave, you got to go. If it's not healthy, it's not healthy. But as a child, as a kid, I hated her.
Yeah.
I hated her. I hated him and I hated her.
And
because I wanted to see my mommy and daddy together.
And that more so, I think, is people's situation is that people use I want to see my mommy and daddy and use every way to deflect that, skew that, turn that, twist that to make it somebody, because it has to be somebody's fault to someone. But I understand that. But to me, I just feel like people discount. I don't know. I think that situation is just, to me, that's just discounting of a lot of caveats in that situation. That situation is one that's layered. And I feel like if we just do that, we're jumping to like layer 7 without factoring in a variety of other things that are required to look at that situation.
Let me say this, and then we can end this one. My point is not in any way that, because children are not capable of understanding certain things. They just can't, right? So if your child, if the other parent believes some shit that isn't true and has put that into their child, I've dealt with that kind of stuff too, then that's one thing, right? And you guys will have to navigate that as you have to navigate that. Some shit just takes time, takes for the child to become an adult, for you guys to have certain conversations, and that's fine. My point was, as the other adult party in the situation, meaning I was the other woman who got involved with you when you were married, because of the kind of person I am, because of the upbringing that I had, and the experience I had as a stepchild, that may not carry weight for some people, but it carries a lot of weight for me. So I'm thinking about all of those things before I decide I'm going to engage in a marriage with you now or a serious relationship with you now, when all these things now matter, right? When I can't just ignore the fact that your child is there. And I would never be able to carry on a relationship with somebody that had a child that I couldn't have a conversation with. That would kill me. So that's what I was saying, that as a woman, as the other woman in the situation, not that it's her fault alone, not that any of that is the case. Adult people make adult decisions and things happen. I'm saying that if I'm thinking about my future in the way that I want my life to look, in the marriage and the relationship I want, I could not be in that situation. It would not work for me personally. That's what I'm saying. And I don't think a lot of women think through it, because then there are women who do that, engage in that. The kid don't want to talk to you for their own reasons they got to work through. And they harbor resentment. They feelings hurt all the time. They mad. It's causing stress on their relationship with the person. And that's because you didn't think it through. You didn't think it through. You didn't think that you were going to have to carry any burden or weight of the whole situation. And you will. So if you're not built for that, if you're not built to go into it knowing that this may not work, people may not receive me, the kids may not like me, things may not work out in the way that I would like it to be, if you can't have your attitude of, fuck them, then it's going to be a hard situation. And I'm not into paying shit as fairy tales and butterflies, and it's just me and you, baby. Because we all know that, yeah, it's me and you against stuff, but the stuff that you want to be against is not stuff that lives and resides in your home and in your heart. You don't want to be me and you against our kids. That's crazy to me.
That makes sense.
That's just was my point. But I get that relationships are going to end and marriages are going to end and kids are not always going to understand why. And you'll have to deal with that as you have to deal with it. But I think it's something different when you know that you've made some decisions that have added to some shit that you don't really want to deal with in the aftermath. If that makes sense. Does that make sense? Do you understand what I'm saying more so or no?
He feel like on fuck them.
Yeah. Like, nah, fuck that.
Yeah, like to me, none of that shit matter and none of that mean shit. But it's good you said it though.
Look, you got 3 kids, get in the home.
None of that?
Let's have a little conversation.
Not a fucking word.
Okay.
But yeah.
Well, this is the end of the year. This is y'all last show of the year.
So yeah, but what I don't know.
2020, fuck them kids.
Right?
Yeah.
That shit
Nigga
sound
Verse
good.
said, "Fuck them kids, 2020." That's my platform.
That's the motto.
Like, if you want their attention, they gonna come around eventually. But whatever, do you?
Yeah.
Do you run out?
2019 is over. Fuck. We made it. 2019 was just like, I keep seeing that meme where people be like, 2019, just keep looking at people and be like, did you die though?
Yeah.
I think that's a fair assessment of this year. 2019 was a fucked up, like,
It's sort of like,
it was the most bittersweet. God damn.
yeah, it kind of seems like a blur because it just was like shit. Like I think we said this before. Like it just was shit happening that I didn't even pay attention.
Man,
and
y'all
shit
killed X and
wrapped.
Nipsey and let Zimmerman live.
Oh, he did die this year.
Killed.
Yeah.
Oh, I was like, fuck is
Like,
oh, man, I just thought
just-
about that,
In laws, who we had? X died, Nip died, Mac died,
John Witherspoon.
John Witherspoon died.
That was
Who else?
oh yeah, what's his name just died? Juice just died.
yeah,
Juice WRLD,
died.
Juice WRLD,
Della Reese.
Della Reese.
Did Della Reese die this year?
Della Reese dead though, and I just watched Harlem Nights.
I was gonna rock with it. I just was like,
Yeah, Della Reese. That's what I'm saying. The year feels so fucking long that
if
you
Della
know.
Reese
I love
died.
Della Reese.
Yeah, I watch Harlem Nights forever. Everybody love Della Reese. Who else died? Like that shit is fucked up. It's just
Girl, she died in 2017.
Yikes!
Girl, you didn't have to say it. You didn't have to say it on air.
I was trying to see.
She did though. She did.
Then Debo
Yeah,
died.
nigga, she did though.
No,
Debo ain't
Debo
dead.
Somebody put up he died, but you know how they be.
Y'all trying to take
Dog.
everybody
y'all
out.
just killing people. Bill Cosby went to jail this year. Did he go to jail this year? Like who the fuck
He
is
was
this?
there like 3 years ago.
He mad at everybody right
Hello. Who this?
Hey, don't you fuck with me, sugar. Hey, man, you
This
tell
nigga
that boy quick, man, I want my money, sugar. I'm going to cut his pinky toe off.
Is this
Harlem
Sean?
Nights quote.
Sean, what's going on, man? You might as well just come to the studio
I'm
at this
saying, bro,
point.
this
and,
nigga's
like you call
consistent.
every
It's
week.
like,
You might as well just come
yeah.
to the studio.
Man, I love y'all, man. Y'all don't want me there.
I love you too, man. What happened in
Nah,
2019?
man.
That's some shit that you want to talk about. What's a memory of some shit that fucked you up that we missing? Tell me some 2019 stuff we missing.
Some shit you can leave in 2019.
2019 shit that I'm missing, man. Ooh. You know, shit, there's too much stuff that happened in 2019 and to name, man. 2019 just been a fucked up year all around, man.
Okay.
You
Shit.
got, you got
Shit was bad top to
yeah,
bottom.
ooh, that's a tough.
Give me something good that happened in 2019 then that niggas is
I'm saying.
Oh, something that's good.
Damn, it's a
I don't know. Because everyone has different opinions of good. Y'all put me on the spot, man. I don't appreciate that. Come on, man.
That
I'm
nigga
just
said-
sitting here watching.
nigga that
Hey,
phone
you
ring
know
3
what?
times before you got through.
know
You ain't
what
had nothing
was
to
good?
thought about.
That
You wanna
nigga
know what's
said
good?
2019. I
What
hate it here.
Drew Brees broke records, man. Drew
There we
Brees
go.
broke
He a
records,
Saints
man.
fan. Drew
The
Brees broke records. There you go.
The Saints about to go to the bowl. You know, we about to walk over the 40 Winers. I think that's what you're calling me, Jay.
Wow.
The 40 Winers.
Wow.
I think so. Yeah, we'll see y'all in the NFC
I'm gonna
championship.
hang
Some
up the
trip.
phone on you, Sean.
No,
I'm
I'ma
a
let him. I'ma let
I'm
him
a
finish.
49ers fan now
Right
by
now.
by marriage.
Hey Sean.
Or-
Hey.
by
Hey Sean.
by
man.
default.
Hey, real quick. Just real quick.
What up?
I knew a nigga that prayed to a toaster. So you can believe in whatever the fuck you want to believe in, but that don't mean that shit gonna help you, you know? So you and Drew
I feel you.
Brees.
Hey, but
Michael Thomas in that catching record. Alvin Kamara in that bull ring nose
but
ring.
What about OU getting walked by LSU right now?
That shit is terrible right now. That's happening.
21.
That's hurting Jalen Hurts draft stock so bad right now. That's really bad.
Yes, it is.
But look, we talking about 2019 right now, so I'm gonna hang up the phone on you. But I appreciate you calling in, man. Thank you. Text me later, and we'll talk about all this other stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna think of some stuff, and I'm gonna call y'all back.
Okay, Sean.
Dude, Sean acting like we.
I'm gonna call you back.
Sean, like I gotta think on it.
Sean said, "Hold on, let me call you back real quick. Let me get these kids. Let me get these kids. Let me get these kids."
All right.
What else happened in 2019? I really cannot think of shit. We did our first live show with the Good News Network. We joined the Good News Network. Did we join this year?
Yeah, you
that was
did.
this year.
That was a big thing in 2019. Shout out to the station. Shout out Keith and Jackie and everybody. So that was one.
Gang.
Verge joined the show in 2019. That's another 2019 thing that happened.
Are we
That's
going
another
over
one.
good shit that happened in 2019?
We just going over shit in 2019 because we started with bad shit and then we ran out of shit
Memorable thing.
that quickly. So we just going to Whitney. Give me a 2019 memory. Didn't y'all get engaged this year?
No, we got engaged last year.
Oh.
St. John Bosco won.
Oh, there we go.
Ah, there we go.
Coach Marshawn became a state championship coach.
National.
National.
Get it right. Give her
Round
man
of
his
applause.
accolades properly.
I really don't know what else the
Excellent.
fuck happened in 2019.
It's all a blur.
It really is.
Like
Just-
2016 through 2019 just seems like
it really is just
one blur.
what are I don't know. Do we have any 2019 stuff? Because I feel like this is gonna be the whole episode.
I
And
mean,
we
look,
rush here
man,
to
I'm
do
just
this.
gonna go back. A shout out to last week. Chardon graduated. It was amazing.
Chardon graduated.
A college graduate.
Hey, real shit, y'all. I know this may be like fucked up. Can we just give shout outs to all the people that we fuck with for 2019 and then go smoke weed?
I'm very okay with that. All you niggas are doing.
Yeah. So
All
let
you
me just
niggas
shout
are
out
doing
everybody I
amazing.
fuck with real quick, and then I'm going to smoke weed. I'm leaving this. This is 2019. This is how I'm ending it. It's my
Said
birthday,
I'm fucking-
so I'm.
Oh,
Y'all
that's
can
a
stay
good
and do
thing
what
in
y'all want to do.
2019.
I'm going to smoke weed. Shout out. Good news. First off, shout out us. Shout out our motherfucking selves. Everybody in this room is people I love and people who I'm proud of, and I feel like I've done great things this year. So I thank y'all for being a part of my life, and I appreciate y'all. Y'all are amazing. Coach Marshawn, my lady, I appreciate you. I love you. Who else? Dirty Laundry, Mindful Complexions, Good News, Never Not Extra, my grandmama, the rest of my family, and I'm gone. That's it. Like, I don't fuck with the rest of y'all niggas like that. Who else?
Nigga said, "Fuck all y'all."
Nike. I fuck with Nike. Shout out Fashion Over Man. Apple. I guess shit. My weed man.
You don't have no weed man.
I do.
You go to dispensaries.
I got a weed man.
Back in the day, we used to really have a
You had a weed man back in the day.
Yeah, no, I still got a weed man. Like if I
had never seen him.
Let me tell.
what the fuck type of nigga is you? Go incriminate yourself on live radio right now and then to prove it. It's not.
Right?
No, it ain't.
Ain't that legal?
Yeah, but shout out. Y'all give y'all shout outs to show some love to some people. I appreciate all y'all. Yeah, that's it. I'm going to smoke weed, man.
I know.
Yeah, thank you. I'm glad you realized it. Fucking retarded.
Babe, you have to finish.
Oh, I know.
No, I don't.
He not.
I told y'all what I was doing already. It's my birthday.
It's your birthday. Happy birthday.
I saw a meme that said for y'all to for women to leave that weird up leg hip post in 2019.
It's not going nowhere.
Not going nowhere.
I'm sort of okay.
You can
with
mind
that.
your damn business. I hate when people don't mind. It was a man that said that. A man not minding a man's
Right,
business.
but y'all be liking the pictures. though.
Just mind yours. You keep your hip where it is. That's what you could do in 2020.
That should seem it's not uncomfortable.
No, it's
Y'all
beautiful.
stop with the
you
peace
feel,
sign.
You look good. You look good. You feel good.
Peace sign pose.
I'm mad. I thought I was gonna slide by. I thought she was gonna do like this because I don't do that, but she did like this, and I feel.
You do
really-
that. You do
Yeah,
that.
I do it real peacefully.
You
like,
leave it.
Hey.
You leave it.
I'm
If
probably-
you want the hip left, you leave the
I'm
peace
probably
sign.
not because I don't know what to do with my hands in pictures,
And we don't
that's
know
just
what to
like
do
a
with our
real-
legs. There you go. I
That's
don't know
fine.
what else
it out.
happened this year. What else happened?
Y'all said it because I really have no idea what happened this year. I just
blur.
been.
Crazy.
All I do is come here, go to work, and eat.
Trump got elected, and
That
then
was
nobody
terrible.
remembers anything. Maybe we all went through some weird
Trauma.
mind
That might be
slur.
it. I think
Yeah.
They had
everybody.
the Men in Black pen. We don't know what
That's
happened.
not bad. Everybody is traumatized by Trump,
Yeah,
so
it
everybody's
is
just
a lot of
figuring.
trauma.
We just don't know what happened.
Y'all just said
nothing.
Trump molested the country, and everybody just
Damn,
forgot about
I
it.
didn't say molestation.
Wow. They just threw it to the back of their minds. It didn't happen.
I
That's
tried to
wow.
forget.
I really wish I
That's
would have
real
named this episode "Trump Molested the Country."
You
That's.
can.
It's never too
I'd have
late.
to go back and do it. It's a lot of work. I'm not gonna do that.
It's
But
never too late to make a change. Remember that going into this new year, y'all.
Hey, hashtag.
Make a change.
honestly, I feel like this might sound mean. Like it's not too late to make a change,
Oh, God.
but like I just feel like okay,
Fuck that
I'm gonna put this in a nice way. I think. Wow, mimosas are powerful because I got really comfortable.
Oh,
and
y'all,
I feel,
it's a little loose.
I feel good.
I'm the only sober one.
Cause I just I'm hearing myself and I was like, wow, that nigga sound chill as fuck. That's me talking to y'all. Anyways,
Wow.
right? I said what I
Wow.
said. I was like, damn, that nigga sound relaxed,
that.
and that's me.
What
Anyways.
is the point? What are you
I don't
telling
know.
us?
I just what did you just say? Change something for 2019?
You done got all the way in the left field, and when you're trying to come back,
I just think that some people. I've said
Some
this
people
before.
can't change.
I think people should change. I think there are people who are like, not to say you can't chase your dreams. I just feel like there are people chasing things that you probably shouldn't do, and you should just adjust it. Like you should do something maybe in the field.
Change your dreams 2020.
Yeah, just like a
Subliminal.
tweak.
Who you
Like
talking
you know,
about?
just like a tweak. I just see people up here like because there's a lot of like I'm a fan of Lil Duval, and maybe like a lot of people up here like I'm a 40-year-old rapper or some shit, and it's like maybe you should be in music, but you shouldn't rap. You should like produce or like A&R. Like
They're
you
not
just
that smart.
you should be around music. That just maybe you shouldn't be in that. Like people say I'm
learn
funny.
one day.
There's no reason I should be on anybody's stage telling jokes, but I'm here, and that shit was funny. What I just did, y'all laugh, but that would have never worked if somebody was like, "Get on stage and give me a hot 10." I'd be like, "Well, you're fucked." So I'm gonna leave you guys with that gem because I'm an aspiring philosopher as well. Something's gonna pop.
pick your struggle.
There you go.
struggle.
Yeah,
Change your dreams. Dream a new dream.
just adjust it. I don't even want you to change it.
If you
Just tweak
dreamed
it.
of
Just
being
tweak
a
your
model
dream.
and you're now 48,
Yeah.
maybe you want to look into commercials. I don't know. Dream a new dream. Adjust it.
Be a
Try some other things.
Who the motherfuckers that tell you how to dress?
Stylist?
Yeah, be a stylist. You like to, you might not be model worthy, but you could model somebody
You
else.
dress well and you dress
Yeah.
other people. Okay.
I'm just saying, I feel like, y'all don't have to really jump out your dream. Just kind of adjust it. I feel like that's a good tip. Like, it sounds like somebody would call me an asshole, but I feel like that's a pretty decent tip.
No, I think that's good.
Yeah, like
you
you
can make
just-
adjustments. Life is
yeah.
about adjustments.
Yeah, like if Verge was like, yo, nigga, like I want to be a fucking NBA player. I'd be like, man, maybe you should be a handles coach.
Well,
Like,
that comes with having
you know, like, I just feel like size-wise, you may not be the
with
dunk
having
guy.
the
But
right people around you to tell you that you need to tweak. That.
Tell your friends the truth in
Yeah,
2020.
yeah.
You gotta have the good,
That's kinda
a
hard
good
to do.
crowd
Some
around
friends-
you.
No,
Why?
why is
It's
it hard
not-
to tell your friends the
No.
truth?
Some friends can't like take it. They
They
think
up-
you're hating on them. You gotta go through the
That's not your
extra.
friend.
That's their fault, not
Yeah.
yours.
Yeah, that's not
True,
your
but
friend.
it's
That's
like-
their insecurities.
I
Not
ain't trying
yours.
to argue because then we gotta fight and then we're not gonna be.
Oh, we not fighting.
Yeah.
I ain't fighting.
I be trying not to, but
Do
it
not.
happens. It happens.
If you that mad,
Oh, hey,
Right.
thank you, Jackie, for going to change the
Just
title. That was
block
great.
me.
Whatever
You
I
don't need
just
to talk no
said,
more.
whatever I said I was going to change it to, you could do that because I don't remember what I said. But yeah, do that. Thank you, Jackie. I be forgetting the chat room's a thing. But yeah,
what's
That's lit.
happening over there?
nothing much,
Yeah, no. I believe you should be able to tell your friends the truth. If you can't tell your friend the truth and they understand that you're coming from a good place because you're their fucking friend, then that ain't your friend.
I always kind of put that out there at the like friend interview, like when we start, like, oh hey, you're cool, we should hang out. But like, hey, that's great. Also, I will tell you the truth. So if you want to continue this friendship, like I'm very okay with that. But also, what you're wearing is fucking stupid, and you shouldn't do that in public. That's me being a friend, and I don't want you out here looking stupid.
You don't have to be mean.
I mean,
That wasn't mean.
That wasn't mean.
That wasn't mean.
Okay.
it depends
little
if it's
harsh.
what you wear.
Yeah,
It depends if it depends if what you're wearing is stupid. Like if it's stupid, I'm honest. If I'm wearing
you say
something,
stupid, that's mean. Like
that nigga EJ, that shit's stupid. I'm like, thank you, nigga, that was stupid.
Well, you guys have been friends for a long time.
That's true.
So you can say things differently to friends you've known for a long time than a new friend you're still warming up to.
Oh, well, see, I'm closer to old than young, so I don't want to change my ways now. Like, I am what I am.
I'm closer to old than young.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know. What do you guys? What do you want to do in this new year, TJ? What's what you're working on?
I've never been one of those people who's like, I got like a New Year's resolution. I always think that you should like,
just
I
go
don't know.
do it.
Hmm?
Just go do it.
No, I just like you. I like to refine what I'm already doing. I think that sometimes it's daunting for people. Like, oh, it's a new year. I'm finna like people who go to the gym, but you've never like even walked outside before. So you go to the gym and you're in there for a month. You get tired, you fucking leave because you're giving yourself this big giant goal. Instead, I think people.
It's like usually like a day, like usually.
Yeah, I think people should set like little tiny goals because those things build upon yourself. If I was like with the gym example, if I was like, okay, this year I'm just gonna walk around my cul-de-sac every day. Then that turns into you walking up the street. You might walk into a gym. Mm-hmm. So I think that's that's what I do for anything. So I'm like, I don't know, like this is dope we got here. So I'll find some little goal with this or with other shit in my life. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do this. Because I know if I keep doing those things, it always turns into something else. Yeah.
That makes sense.
That would be my only thing.
That's smart goal setting.
Yeah,
like you're supposed to make things achievable.
It'd be a lot.
You have to make it achievable. I have to admit that when you guys remember when vision boards became a thing? I don't remember what year that was.
Chardon was legit just talking about them shits.
I don't remember what year that was, but I remember it was a thing, and like all the girls were having vision board parties. I got invited to like 3, and I thought it was the dumbest shit. I'm not gonna lie.
I like vision boards.
I do now. I'm making a confession. Let me confess.
Yeah.
Let me confess.
What is that?
Let me confess. I'm confessing to y'all.
The scissors out.
I'm confessing. So I got invited to like 3, and I was like, this shit is very stupid. Like, I'm not gonna make a collage with you guys. I don't want to do that. And then, I realized that I do make vision boards already on Pinterest.
Hilarious.
Oh, let me follow you.
That's a bar.
Oh, okay. I don't do shit, but just like make boards of shit that I'm interested in and I like. But yeah, so I was like, well, this is kind of already a vision board, and why did I think vision boards were stupid? So then I had to like apologize to one of my friends because I told her that I thought having a vision board party was.
Look at your dumb ass out here trying to visualize success.
Was very like, I'm like, what are we in kindergarten? I don't want to make no fucking collage.
She was 3 years ahead of you.
So you painting?
I wasn't into it.
You just paint?
No, you like cut out things in magazines that represent.
That's why I said niggas need to have way more vision boards, dog. Maybe, I think niggas.
No, I think it's really good because it helps you visualize the things that you say.
I want her to do it. She wanted to have like a whole book. I was like, what is that? She's like, yeah.
I don't know about no whole book, but a board. Keep it concise.
You get a whole bunch of magazines and you just
we made one, baby.
Out of it, yeah.
I think it's cool now. Now
it's
I'm on
like,
board.
Gotta fit it in,
when you look at it, bro, it's like that's what I'm
get
shooting for right there.
Yeah.
It's what you want to do. Like if you're like, I have goals. Like okay, you have like you.
Oh, so I'm putting up my goals and stuff.
Yeah,
like you nigga, like you said you like yeah, shit, nigga. Like,
I'm gonna just write it down and cross it off when I get done.
Okay, vision writing, whatever.
Simple. I'm just simple. That's why. So it's not like. Yeah, I'm simple.
I like to see it though.
I like
to see it.
I like that you know me. Hey, I'm damn sure not. Hell no. Yeah, I'm just saying if I did, I could write it down. I'll probably forget about it though. I would.
Then how you gonna know when to do it?
TJ,
I hope
how
the
does
phone
work?
do something.
So what's be going on over here, man? You gotta teach me how to.
Oh, nigga, that's what we recording into. This is the chat box, chat room, chat thing.
So people in there right now live.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty dope.
You know, was you in here when Sean called?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, niggas call in like this is it.
Okay, so how many people are right now? So, tell somebody else call in, man. We trying to figure it out.
I mean, if y'all listen, like you got to get the app. We really trying to get him to be like the next sport person.
Good news.
So now
radio
niggas get the book. Everybody get out there and say some shit.
Yeah. All right.
Y'all should do some couple shit. That'd probably be fire.
Yeah.
What you mean?
Well, like what?
Like a couples podcast.
She
Y'all like
got
good energy and vibe together. Y'all be really like.
Whit has a blog.
Babe, what you been
have a blog.
Plug your blog.
Tell them.
WhitneyRenee.com.
Go do that shit.
It's pretty dope.
It is. I read your one on your first year of nursing.
Thank you.
Very good.
I always respect people who do blogs and shit who like write because I don't have that talent to write out my thoughts. I could do this all day, but like clearly, like I'll talk. Yeah, like I'll talk and get to my thought, but like writing it out, like it was never my thing.
I write to myself. I'm a big like in the moment notes in my phone. Even I have like this notepad at work on my desk.
Do you play the Moesha journal music in the background?
In my mind, right? And I just write stuff down all the time. It helps me to stop thinking about it, if that makes sense. Like if I write it down, then I can make myself stop thinking about it and focus on what I need to focus on in that moment. That's why I do that.
I fuck with that.
That's why I have a million lists. I have lots of lists too. Grocery store list, what to do when I get home list, what I need to do by Friday list.
I'm a planner. Yeah.
Air drives Eric crazy.
I gotta plan everything.
I'm a straight dude.
I'm straight too. I'm freestyle everything.
That's Eric.
Yeah.
That's
He's
annoying.
like-
Hey, though, hey, I'll be forgetting everything.
He's like, you're stressing
Hey,
me out with
you
all
like-
of this
hey.
shit you're doing.
If I ain't get it, I ain't wasn't that big. If
Go
I
to-
ain't get it, it wasn't
I
that big.
Go
literally-
to Target. Go
I
to Target.
literally-
Get this. Get that. Put it in your notes. I'm like, all right. I don't even put it in my notes. I'll go. I'll probably get about three out
Forget.
of
You
5
gotta say shit.
things. I'll come back and be high. Like, well, what?
I like to keep planners around me because I know I'm not gonna do it.
Around you?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
People to
like,
plan.
like,
for
yeah, like,
you.
like, yeah, like if I'm like him and I know I
Good
freestyle, which I
employee,
am,
No,
I just
we
go
not
like,
nobody's mama.
yeah, just
Y'all
like,
gotta
oh
get
shit,
together.
yeah. I just know I'm not nobody. No, I don't want nobody to be my mama. I just know what I'm good at and I'm bad at. So if I'm
You
bad
help
at
me,
it,
I'll help
I'm gonna
you.
get me a partner who fills in my
You
gap.
help me,
Like
I'll
It
help
is
you, right?
true though. Like when you're choosing a partner, you better choose somebody who has the strengths that you don't.
Take some stress off your
That doesn't
shoulders.
mean that you should be a lazy bum about making yourself better, but the fact is that we're all not good at everything, and there's the person in the relationship that's the better saver, the better planner, the person who does other things well.
see, I saved my ass off. See,
You
I'm
gotta-
good at that.
That's good.
Y'all both
gotta
just can't
make
just
it.
know it all, bro. That shit sucks.
No.
Exactly.
You have to be willing to learn from
That's
each
a
other.
fight right there. Y'all both know that. Y'all gonna fight all the time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're gonna
All
bump
day.
heads.
That's okay. You
Nah,
figure it
I
out.
like to see, but me, I'm cool. I just need my girl to be just a little bit, you know. I ain't saying I'm a control freak, but I like to control things. Like,
Oh,
like,
okay.
Man.
All right.
Just like in my zone, like. She can run the
Verge,
house.
I cannot.
Give me an
I
example.
literally cannot wait for Verge to get into a serious relationship.
Give me an example.
I'm
What
waiting
you
on
talking
it.
about?
I'm
Oh.
so ready.
Like I had a girl, right? I'm like, I gave her like little things to do, like, oh, like type in the area to go to where we need to go. So she'll do it. She's so happy about it. You know, I know, like, okay, you like doing that. I know, she loved it. But when I would
She
get
like doing
mad,
that.
it was like, oh, then you can't do that no more. And I'm doing now. So and she'd be like,
Wow, that's petty.
What?
You took away her privileges.
Took away. You can't.
You're not allowed to look
can't
up
map
where
it out,
we're going
Verge
anymore.
said, Verge said, I put her on timeout.
Every day.
Now you ain't mapping
You're
it.
not
we
fucking
didn't argue. We didn't argue because like when she started talking, I would just bleep like everything out. Like, okay, I'm gonna stop the car and I'm just gonna look at it.
Disrespect.
Is that disrespectful?
Yes. You're
you.
not listening.
To not listen
No,
to it?
I heard the first 2 words. And then she kept going.
No.
Verge, you wild.
Why you mad for
Women
it?
want to feel listened to.
I do listen when you're happy, but when you're like
When
mad,
you're
Oh, no.
happy.
I need you to be happy when you talk to me. I need you to at least be calm.
Oh no.
Don't be like rah 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 rah. I'm like, oh, she thinks this is
Okay, I could deal
Well,
with that.
that-
I could
yeah,
deal with
okay,
having a
rah, rah,
calm
rah, but-
and
Conversation,
adult
yeah.
conversation.
Like, you
That
was
nigga
wrong
said
for
you
that,
mad about
Verge.
it, but be
Like,
happy
oh,
when you talk
my
to
bad,
me.
I really did hurt you, even though I know it hurt you.
What?
You're gonna fake surprise.
Oh, well, I learn my girls and I know what they like, and then like I'm not gonna lie, use it against them. Like who does it?
Oh,
Y'all know?
wow.
Y'all knew that relationship? Nah.
What?
Don't make me feel like the bad guy.
Well, I missed it, bro.
I didn't-
What
I
happened?
didn't-
Nah. What happened? I missed it.
You learn your girl triggers and use them against her.
Do you do
No.
that?
It's not her
man.
trigger. It's not her
Tell him
trigger.
something, Marshawn. Tell
No,
him
no,
something.
it's not her trigger.
Tell him if
though.
he gonna be single.
No, it's not.
Because
You
that's
can't use
something
it
you
against
cannot
her.
do.
You gotta
It's
help
not-
her, man.
No,
Can't
I
do it.
am though.
Gotta
It's just
help.
that, like,
How, Sway?
I need to like let you know that I'm still the man. You can have the relationship.
What
So,
does
so
that
you,
mean?
I call
Have to
that
do
taking
with
advantage.
I'm gonna tell you
man.
right now, you
can't
finna
take
walk
advantage
into
of her
extreme
flaws,
insecurity
dog.
land.
Hey, look,
They, yo, that's
homie-
somebody
Hey.
finna woo shit.
You're in
the
danger.
homie take
man.
advantage of,
You
his,
gonna-
of her flaws. That's
Yikes.
what's going on. You
That's
thinking
not
that shit
right.
cool? Like,
No.
You gonna
I'm
end up on
gonna
the
tell
news.
Eric on you. Where is he?
He gonna end up in jail
Yikes.
on the news.
Come on now. Like,
Come
that's,
on.
that's really bad.
nah,
Like,
cause she do that shit to you, bro. That shit hurt. That shit hurt.
oh, she ain't gonna
Just
know.
as-
She's
just-
not for real. Like,
Man, she might find something you just like, man.
I don't know
I
if
know how to
there's
get
any-
him. I know how to get him.
I don't know if there's any extreme feminists that listen to us, but they are making like a fire post about you right now. It's toxic, man. This is an example of why. What?
Bad. What was so bad? I'm driving still. I put gas in the car. I'm still doing all the hard work. You had a phone in your hands, and I told you to not do it. No
It's
more.
your intention. You intentionally took something away from her that you felt like she enjoyed because she upset you.
Was she driving?
That's what
I was.
she's not your child. You shouldn't even do that to
You're not
your
my daddy.
child.
You a good driver.
To be honest.
You take your phones and swerving through the lanes.
I was like, she was acting crazy that day, so I had to let her know, like, I'm just not in the mood. Like, just here. Just give me it. Like, you're done. She just...
What did she do that was
I
so
don't
upsetting?
Yeah, I don't,
I
like
don't
this
even
is there needs to be more
I ain't
detail.
gonna lie though, when we
again.
got to the spot we was at, I was like, dude, like, I started kissing her feet and all that, because I needed to be back in the good graces, but...
You jumped.
Yeah.
You went straight down the feet.
All right, Virgil.
There's so yo
At the
nigga like
spot?
I've been trying to put like a comment in on this conversation, but Verge just be jumping.
I'm just
He
saying,
was
like,
like,
yeah.
You started
Yeah.
sucking up a little bit.
Yeah, you know,
been
make her feel like,
soft to her.
okay. I still got the power, like, whatever.
You sound very manipulative, Virg.
You be like really,
sounds
you be
very-
really looking
yeah.
for wild
that
power
ain't it.
dynamics in a
Very
relationship, nigga. That
manipulative.
shit is that nigga. You said like 3 times,
I'ma
I got
tell
the
y'all
power.
why.
Right.
I'm gonna
I
tell
want
y'all
the power.
why.
Shit, nigga.
Verge
like,
is so afraid of having his feelings hurt that he does all of this extreme shit to keep himself from having any kind of vulnerability because he is so afraid.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm just
Bro, that
waiting
means
for
she
the
gonna smack-
young
like,
lady to
she
come
gonna
into
smack
your
the shit out
life
you.
and sweep you off your little feet.
And drop my shit, huh?
And no, she's just gonna do. You just better be careful.
the way
That's
life
all
works,
I'm
it's
saying.
probably
Be
gonna be
careful.
somebody gonna knock your shit out the park. The next one probably gonna be like the one for you, but the first one gonna come and it's
She's
gonna
gonna,
be.
she's gonna teach you about yourself. I'm not
Yeah,
even
you
saying she's
gonna
gonna
learn
do
some
you
shit.
wrong.
She's
She's
gonna
gonna
tear me
teach
up
you
like
about
that.
yourself.
Yeah, I'm not meaning
That's
do
what
you
tell
wrong.
me
It's
that.
just
Now,
gonna
Every girl gonna really
No,
get it. Like,
not do you
no.
wrong, but teach you about yourself.
I
Make
know.
you feel stupid for
And
all
don't
the
get
dumb
defensive.
shit you've been doing.
Can't get defensive.
You have
Just
to
let
listen.
her teach you.
Listen.
Just listen.
In a good way, though, right?
Hey, that shit hurts
If you
sometimes.
love her,
Hey,
if you love her,
And it
hurt
does
sometimes.
hurt sometimes. That's the
sometimes,
truth.
bro.
she gonna elevate you.
That's the
all.
truth.
But it feels good.
It feels good at the
Afterward.
same time.
Sit there for a minute. It's gonna be eating you alive. Like I gotta say
That is
something.
right, though.
gotta say
A
something.
good relationship
Touch
is a
your
mirror.
Look
You
at
you really will see yourself when you find a good partner and you're in a good relationship. It really is a mirror. You see yourself. You see all
Your flaws.
the fucked up shit
yeah.
about yourself that you need to work on, and you see all the good things too. It's nice, but it doesn't always look good. Just like sometimes you wake up in the morning, it was a rough night, and you like, God damn, I need to do a face mask, or you know, my eyes are looking a little puffy. I need to do something about that. It's the same thing. Sometimes you have conversations with your significant other, and you walk away feeling like, God damn, this is not good. I have a lot of things I need to work on. And then other times you need that though. And other times you don't feel that way. You feel like you're super.
He like relationship K over there. He
Nah,
don't want to hear none of that.
nah, can't do
Nah.
like.
We do this every week with him. He's so.
that is a fact, yo. Like,
I'm just
no,
out of my
this is like
mind,
Verge.
probably,
Like,
but
so
it's like-
34th episode with this relationship shit.
Oh, so you
did
live out here? It's my first time meeting. So you live out here?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's there.
Okay. Oh, so, yeah, I know. Oh, okay, I thought you came out here for his birthday. So.
Oh, yeah, like nah, out here, no, not me. I'm traveling, I'm done with that.
Yeah. Oh, now the nigga
How
done
you
with
gonna
travel.
be done
All right. So why you
traveling?
done with travel, man? What's
I
up?
thought
How
we
we
was
traveling?
Yo, with
though?
everything, nigga. Like,
So we drove to Arkansas when I was younger, twice. And it was like 24 hours. I was like, yeah, no, never again. I don't like it. No,
so
I
what
don't
about
Arkansas.
like planes?
I did that.
Man,
I went
look
to
where you.
Florida.
Hold on.
That was cool. That was cool.
Hold on.
But no.
Hold on. That was your first trip, dude. You went to Arkansas.
Nah,
That's
my
terrible.
first trip was San Francisco.
Oh.
I've been places that like, nah, I'm like,
I would have had a bad experience too if my people sent me to Arkansas for the first time.
what? No phone,
Ever.
no nothing.
Bro, so if niggas was like, okay, let's get on a plane and go to Argentina like next week, you'd be like, nah, it's traveling.
Let me see what's over
No,
there. I
it's
like,
traveling.
they got
What you
McDonald's
see
or
what's
something,
over there?
Like, I got to see
We
what's
got
up.
a great time.
Good stuff.
Hey,
The whole half the
Okay,
point is
you can
going to
just
see
stay in
some
LA.
shit you ain't never seen.
that
Like,
shit ain't Arkansas though.
Definitely not
So
our.
your next girl doesn't have to like the travel.
I mean, we'll go do that. I'm like, oh, okay. But like after the 50th time, like, bro,
2020 Verge got to expand his horizons a bit.
I
Yeah.
have
He's
though.
stressing
It's just
out.
that I'm so like I'm
He's
tired.
stressing me out.
Of what? You're 25.
I can't be tired at 25.
No. Of what, nigga?
Shit.
Of what?
They put you in school when you was 5.
Not
nigga.
school.
And then you go from there to
Oh,
other
not
people.
school.
Babe, Verge is
That
saying
nigga
crazy
Verge said they
stuff.
put you in school. I'm tired. I'm tired of
Verge,
25 and I'm tired
I'm
of
telling
life.
on you, Verge. Verge just told us the story, babe. He said he was dating a girl, and they used to like go places or whatever. And she liked to look the things up in the phone, like where they were going, what to do, and stuff. And one day she upset him, So he took away her privileges of being able to look up where they was going, and she was very upset the whole ride. He did it because
Ask him how did
he said he said he needed to get control back of the situation.
He snatched the phone.
How did you take away the privileges?
Yeah.
What you mean how? I said you like it's cool, like I got it, and I just took the phone and I just did it myself. And she just pouted, and I was like, you can pout all you want. We still gonna get there, right? You still gonna be not paying gas.
Oh,
you still gonna eat. Shit.
Oh no.
I understand what you're saying.
I would have called it Uber.
Called an Uber.
Man, I didn't say all bad. I just had it in my head, but I just like, just give me a phone. Like you.
Yeah, hold on. Let's talk
It's your
about.
intention. You
talking about
intend.
calling
You did
Ubers.
it because you knew
Hold on.
it was what she liked.
Since
That's
we
the
on
way
this-
you told the story.
We got
I knew
some
this
live
made her
people in
happy, so I said you can't do it today because because I don't like your attitude.
She was tripping that day. She was on. I just couldn't do it.
We gonna get this shit popping.
But I think that's everybody though. Like everybody does that to their partners. Like how you see the meme where guys be like, "Now if you arguing with your girl, you just go eat without her." I think every once in a while you do that. Like you do some shit that's like
It hurt
You
them.
go, you go eat without me.
That's one of the best feelings ever. Hey,
Okay.
you know
What?
shit
y'all ever
happens,
just go
right?
eat by yourself?
Hell yeah.
That shit is.
That
dope.
shit is amazing.
That shit's dope,
Man.
Past life, I used
I used to
when
eat by
myself.
myself all the time,
Too. I go to the movies.
but
by
now
myself.
I still go to the
Cause that's like really time to yourself. You can sit there, don't say nothing. When you're
Yeah.
eating with your like significant other, you gotta sit there. You gotta talk. You can't just sit
Can't
there and
taste
not
your
say
food
nothing. You feel me? She be like, "Why you ain't talking? Why you just on your phone?" Like that. Yeah, it's
So I think-
fire.
I think people got
I
real
wanna talk.
negative
This shit good.
connotations towards like
That's
being
not true
by
though. I
yourself.
feel like we eat together and don't talk sometimes.
Yeah, what are you talking about? We be quiet when the food comes.
No,
And
I'm
it's
talking about the
good.
whole time.
Oh, the whole time.
Not the
Cause you know
whole
when you eat
time.
by yourself, you really there the whole time, not saying nothing.
Today when we all ate brunch together, we all stopped talking when we was
Oh,
all
I feel that's everybody. When food come out, you don't say
Oh
nothing.
yeah, you don't talk when like
I'm talking about before the food come. You feel me? You waiting on the food, your stomach growling.
I will say that when I read things on social media, like when people are having their little memes and whatnots about relationships, sometimes I read the shit that y'all post and I think being in a relationship with y'all just sounds like a lot of labor. Like they just feel like I feel like people constantly need their significant other to be doing shit for them. Be your significant other's peace. Your woman should be
No, that's
able
true.
to do XYZ all the time. You should be able to be your man's everything. He should never you should help your man grow up and learn how to I don't want to raise him. He
Yeah.
should fully
raise no
like
man.
I don't want to do that. I don't want him to need me to be his peace. I want him to learn how to be a peaceful person on his own. Like I don't want to be in a constant state of like if I'm not constantly doing something for you, we're in trouble.
people are
That's
like extremely
tiring.
toxic.
I think a
when
lot
they
of
come
that
to
comes from when
relationships, though.
people like basically trying to say when they have like your significant other have a long day at work or something like they don't want to come home to just bullshit. You feel me? They be like, give him some peace. Like, be his peace. Give him,
that saying.
be
I hate
his
all that
stress
shit.
reliever. Like, you feel me? Like, I rush on. She know. Like, I gotta practice at like 4:30. Man, I'll be home by like 4:45 because I be like, man, I had a long day. Like, she give me that. It could just me coming home and giving her a hug, sitting on the couch, doing something real smooth. You feel me? Like,
Different.
That's
you
different.
feel me?
I think I kind of understand what Babe is saying. Motherfuckers now don't know how to serve any other purpose to somebody if they don't need them. Like if somebody's not in
Oh,
distress.
you say like a need.
Like
yeah, like
need.
Oh, no.
really need.
I feel like a-
like how
you feel like
back in the day when we was young and we was high heads, you
Yeah.
needed somebody to balance you out
Yeah.
and calm you down.
Yeah.
You don't need that no more. Like you a fully mature
Yeah.
adult. You know
Oh,
how to
of
calm
course.
yourself down.
You
know
don't
how to-
need anyone.
Exactly,
You
but
feel
that's
me?
what I'm saying. Some of these people now don't have no other. They don't know how to serve a purpose
They're
other
not
than somebody. They don't know how to
accountable to
save them.
themselves.
To
They need a
themselves.
mom.
They don't. Like, they
Okay.
need to save somebody. Like,
Yeah,
oh girl,
yeah,
when I
yeah.
met him,
Yeah,
he
yeah.
ain't know how to
Okay, that's
dress, or
different.
when
Yeah,
I
yeah.
met her, she ain't know how to.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
she ain't know how to get her car fixed. I had
Yeah.
to take her show out where to get an oil change. Like
Yeah.
it's just niggas. People need motherfucker to need them so they can
Yeah.
feel something. Like if you
So they
meet
can
a
feel
partner right
good.
now that don't have no needs from you, how do you plan on serving a purpose to them? If you can answer that question, then you're almost ready to be in a relationship.
I feel like people enter relationships wrong. Like they enter it like to fill a void instead of just enjoying love because you fell in love. Like, oh, I don't want to be alone, or I want to be
Sure.
able to like post. Like all those posts you said are always people who like when you might look at their shit, it's just they like the idea of relationships because it just looks cool, like some shit to post, instead of just being like, I'm in love because me and this person really are on a level together.
Yeah.
That's what I hate, man. Like, people wanna have this. I mean, R.I.P. my boy Nip, man, but this Lauren London and Nipsey relationship, y'all
Whoever's
know
the hot couple.
Whoever's the hot couple.
Like,
that shit blows my mind at times. Like, that's not. I mean, that's their reality. That's not your reality.
And you don't even know what their reality is.
You don't know what the shit
you're
they going
aspiring
through.
to what it looks like on the outside.
You don't know them.
Which is a sure way to be disappointed in your own life.
Fly every day.
Hold on, I'm gonna go somewhere else with that.
Okay.
You can take certain stuff from it, E. I know E probably like, yeah, you can take little shit from it. Don't get me wrong.
Y'all keep going with y'all goals, relationships. Keep going with that.
Okay.
Keep on finding relationships to be goals and people and celebrities to look at and shit, because what that will do is you're gonna fail. But you're gonna fail. You're gonna fail miserably. Don't get me wrong. But what I'm saying is this. I'm a firm believer, and I've said it multiple times on the show, experience is the best teacher.
Of course.
You have to go out here and learn about yourself. Learn about partners. Learn about what you really need. Because some of y'all just be like, big butt and a smile. Then y'all find a big butt and a smile. You like, damn, I do want somebody that can kind of think too. Right. And you be like, all right,
it's
big
important.
butt and a smile and a thinker. But then I kind of do want somebody that kind of can, do
Clean the
this.
house.
So big butt, smile, and a thinker, and do this. But I do want, and as you go, that list will build. Now, don't let your list get too fucking long now. Keep it realistic on what you're looking for in your partner, and also understand that your partner is going to be looking for these same things. So make sure you can provide these things to a person when you're looking for it. But those goals and things, I think, do set a good list of things you can fail at and figure out what's really something you need and what's something you were trying to emulate somebody else having that's not for you or that you don't necessarily need. Yeah. I think it's a good and a bad depending on how you take it, just as most things are.
True. You're right.
I think that's just the dangers of social media in general, though. Like, social media can be a great thing, right? It can expose you to different things, different people, different views that you wouldn't otherwise see, right? Get you interested. But I think there's a step that should happen after that, which is like you doing your own research and you investing something yourself to see if this really makes sense for you, versus you seeing a few pictures or a page and deciding that, yep, that's it.
Exactly.
I really like this
like the
nurse
hard
life
part,
RN page, so now I'm going to be a nurse. Like,
People
what
have to
do you
stop
know
letting
about
That's
being
good.
a
conclusion
nurse?
of the conversation. Stop letting things that are not your voice be the conclusion to your conversation. Some things you need to, especially if it's you. When I say that, I mean, don't look at social media and look at other people's relationships and look at these things that you think are goals and feel like they're going to be the end of what you're looking for in that situation. More times than not, the things that we are seeing just spark an interest that, like Babe said, you need to follow up on. You need to look into. If you see something on social media, whether it's a place, a thinking, a belief, or something, let that be a springboard for you to take off and go ahead and research it and get more in depth with it. Don't let that be the end all be all. Even this podcast, listen to it as a conversation starter, not a conversation ender. That's what I feel like most people are doing. They're looking at things to be the end all be all, the conversation ender, and how things are going to end or stop. Look for that to be the beginning of something. How we were sitting at the table, we were talking about Bali and things like that. Like I've seen a lot of things about that, but that's not. I don't feel like I know everything about it. Like I told Marshawn, when you go, come back and tell me more things. Give me more things to look up and research for when I do go. And I think if more people did that, let social media be the springboard, the starting point for conversations, and not the ending point, then I think we'll be better.
I
off
think
with
that mindset has to be something that is more, I don't know, celebrated. Like what you're talking about is go find out for yourself. Like when you said about social media, part of that problem is like we are kind of a microwave culture, so everybody gives you something and you want it now and you want it just presented to you, as opposed to what you're saying is you can give me a little bit so I can go figure that out myself. I can go do the research myself. Even in a relationship, like motherfuckers like this is goals, like you said with like Nip and Lauren. But like if you look at some of the things they said, they were very in tune people, like with themselves. They did personal work. Yeah. So if you want this grand relationship, you would have to do the personal work to be a person to bring a motherfucker in your life that has that type of like vibe to them. So I think that's like kind of like a key thing people should start focusing on, is if you have to get in the habit of doing the work that it takes to get to wherever the fuck you want to go, instead of being like, all right, man, just hand me that. That's goals. If I just find a motherfucker to take good pictures with, that's love.
Yeah. The aesthetic of things is kind of seems like sometimes what people are more concerned about than the substance of it. What does this relationship look like? Do we look good together? Does it look like we're having fun? Does it look like, are people going to like our pictures and comment goals, right? Are my friends going to want to be like, that's becomes the thing versus what is this person adding to my life? What am I adding to theirs? Do I see a future with them? Is this who I want to raise my kids? Like, you don't think about the substance. Is this somebody I can actually enjoy life with? Do we like the same shit? Do I like her? Do I like him? Or am I just doing this because I'm in it? And I want to be in a relationship. Some people want to be in a relationship, but they don't want to be with the person they're with.
That's terrible.
You in this because you want to be somebody's husband or somebody's wife.
I shouldn't say most, but I think
them.
that's a lot of motherfuckers.
That'd be a lot of people.
A nigga have to be friends forever or something. Nigga, like that shit.
You better like them.
But that's what I mean. I think people don't know how to be alone because then you got to deal with yourself. A relationship could distract you from your own problems.
Exactly. Now you done fucked up somebody else's life because you don't want to figure out ABC 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Worry about yourself.
Yeah, like being alone requires you to like sit with yourself. I don't do that shit. I'm gonna go over here and take fancy pictures and buy somebody some stupid gifts and shit so we look like a relationship. But I don't know, man. You're fucking you need to go resolve that your daddy didn't hug you enough for some shit. I don't know. Figure it out.
Yeah, it's serious. And even the goals thing, I know we talk about celebrity couple goals a lot, but I feel like a lot of people are trying to be what they saw in their own life that they think is maybe good. Like your parents' relationship, right? If you happen to come from a home where your parents were married for 45 years and they're still together, and what you perceived as a kid to be a good, happy relationship is what you're trying to make happen in your own life, and you're copying what they're doing. And it's not even really what you want. It doesn't even match what you and your partner need in order for you guys to be successful today, but you still trying to do it.
Y'all are totally
let it go. Learn the person you're with. Figure out how you guys are going to make your situation, your life, happy and look like make it make sense to you. It don't have to make sense to nobody else.
I would say to figure out each other's love languages.
Yeah.
That's like a song right there. I like that.
That is.
No, what love
language?
You know what love language? I like that, huh? You know what love language is?
Yo,
this is my face.
Amazing.
Look at it.
Look it up.
Verge got genuine what the fuck on his face.
You heard that.
That's amazing.
I think that goes with what we're saying though. Like Verge is 25 years old. Like learn your fucking love languages. Learn if you touch or give shit.
At 25, I didn't know.
You talking about like when you like how you know their body and stuff like that?
Their body.
We just literally said how you should hear shit and look it up.
I would write the body up.
You got a whole computer in your hand.
Oh, you mean like finger banging?
The information is.
You mean it's like finger banging? That's like a love like. You mean like rubbing on nipples?
Hey, but look. Hey,
eat the booty like groceries. That's a love language.
Physical touch is one though. You was a little close.
Yours is physical touch.
Yeah, I'm close. You was close, bro.
Mine is
For Verge is gifts.
Mine is quality time.
Yeah.
Verge is gifts. Verge is gifts and physical touch.
Words of affirmation.
It's acts of service, words of affirmation, quality time, physical touch, receiving gifts.
There you go.
That shit make your relationship 10 times better, dog.
Tell me I'm the best.
Tell me I'm the provider.
Even if you.
Then we gonna get married right after that.
Yeah.
Oh, I love you.
You just want to hear that shit all day long.
Ego.
Buy him nice things and tell him how great he is.
I love you.
He's good.
That's a sucker. She love me. She love me. I love me. We both love me. We gotta get married now. We gotta do it fast. We gotta do it quick.
We gotta do it.
I used to love Virgil.
Old Virgil.
Jesus.
Gotta do it real quick, man. Gotta be on it.
I'm about to slide out.
I dig it.
Y'all
Shit.
talk.
Shit sounds like
It's
Y'all better be ready.
It's complicated. Relationships can be complicated. I think they're less complicated when you know yourself first. Figure yourself out before you try to attach yourself to somebody else. Who's calling? Sean, to tell us what is 2019.
Honestly,
love language,
this might. Hello.
Hey, what up, PJ?
Yeah.
It's Sean again, man. Hey, tell Verge to read Love Languages book.
I just told
Yeah, we
him
just
it was
told
a
him.
book, and he's got
There's
I
a
might
book.
get it for him for a
If you
late
don't want to read it,
Christmas
he can
gift.
even listen to it.
Sean, what is your
They
love
got an audio.
language? And your wife's, because you're married. What's your love language and what's your wife's love language?
Well, shit, we're actually the same. That's the crazy part. I'm more of a, damn, what is it? I was just, damn.
Don't hurt
See,
yourself.
man, why you always
Just
have to be on the spot? I just go
quality
blank, man?
time,
I can't
touch.
drive.
You got
I can't
receiving
drive.
gifts, words of affirmation,
I'm
physical
receiving
touch.
gifts. I'm
You're-
receiving
you're
gifts. We both
receiving
like to
gifts.
receive gifts.
You
both
expensive.
Our, it's not so much.
It don't matter how much they
I gotta
cost.
go.
You just want
I gotta
you
go.
just
I
wanna
can't
have
think
it.
right now. Y'all.
That is.
Okay, Sean.
All right, man. You know.
All right, Sean.
Nobody
shit.
forcing you.
You try to think it real hard.
Yeah, I don't know who just called, but call back. 'cause
That was
now the
funny.
phone
He
line
gonna
is
call
open.
us back. He had to figure it out.
Yeah, I don't know. Somebody else just called. I don't know who this is. But
He's got to think
yeah.
it through. Okay.
He was having a shit. I love her like shit. I love it, man.
Pull your back.
Oh God. So what else in 2019? You know what was good in 2019? besides Sean's phone
Dang,
calls, what
that's
was
the
good?
best word of 2019. That nigga said, I love it like,
Oh, there he is.
oh, fuck.
He's gonna tell us.
Hello?
Hello?
What up?
What up, everybody?
What's up?
What's that? What's that? Who this?
What up, nigga? This is Alex.
Oh, shit.
Hey.
I always
what's
ask
up,
like
man?
it's somebody
Look,
doing
man.
like.
A lot of these niggas is happy, man, because they too busy, man, following memes and shit, man. Once they start following memes and actually buckle down, that's when they can actually be happy in the relationship. Shit.
I
That's a
agree.
bar.
Shit from Instagram and
Following
Facebook.
memes.
You're right. Social media can be the devil.
It can.
What? Especially to some followers. Man.
Or people who are really insecure, you know, getting their validation from other people. So social media can really do some damage.
That fall in line with being a follower. I
It's
mean,
true.
if you weak-minded, man, social media can be damaging all the way around when it comes to a relationship.
Absolutely.
No, that's a
With
bar. That's
anything.
100%
That's it.
true.
Yeah, with anything.
Yeah, if you don't
Do
have
you
money.
But
do
all
you,
right,
do
y'all.
you do you give your significant other like rules when it comes to social media? Do you have rules?
You said what?
Do you have rules for social media when you're in a relationship?
Oh, nope. I don't need rules from my wife, and she don't need no rules from me. I mean, we respect each other enough to trust each other and whatnot, and we don't need no validation from no outside party or anything like that. We validate each other,
Amen.
and all that other stuff, man. It's for the birds. We're not sitting back arguing about who following who and who looking at who page. We're not doing none of that because we're secure.
Yeah.
Amen.
That nigga Alex says
That's
secure
it.
relationships all 2020.
All
nigga.
Period.
and beyond.
Break up.
Take it into 2028.
Be
Take
by
it.
yourself.
Move it.
Y'all leave that toxic shit in 2019, you bitch.
Leave the word toxic
I'm
in
the only one that's
2019.
not.
All right,
you know
bro,
what I'm
man. We
saying?
appreciate your call.
I'm trying to receive stuff.
All right, bro.
Look at my gifts. Look at my hairbrush.
All right.
You want your gifts
gifts
and
and
your
your
hairbrush.
hairbrush.
Yeah,
And
give
get
me some
told
braids.
that you so beautiful.
Yeah, I do got nice looking toes too.
Y'all getting
That's
blown
what my
up.
toes.
I'm
That's
saying,
what my
and that
toes.
shit is late.
People
Where's
want to tell y'all stuff.
What?
You or not. You tried. Oh, we on? You sold?
Yo,
Oh, yeah.
yo,
Yo.
what up, guys?
What's
How you
up?
doing?
What's happening?
What up, Chad?
State your name. Oh, it's Diddy?
Damn it. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, man, shit, you ain't slick. We know you for real.
What up, guys? What you guys talking about, man? I just logged in.
Are you killing me? It was, shit. Fuck your face said. What we doing with 4 minutes left?
We were talking about just relationships and love
Social
languages
media.
and social media, people letting social media define them and what kind of relationship they want, what they want for their life in general.
Oh, yeah. See, well, personally, like, from I know this, like, when you look at social media, like, it takes away your experience. You know, you try to, like, oh, like, I want it like that, you know, like, and you don't know if that's your love language, you know what I mean? Like, just because you see someone you guys on vacation somewhere, you're like, man, that's how a relationship's supposed to be. Then they give you that, but you're more of a what's the other one of the relationship?
Like physical
like,
touch or
you rather
something
hear
else.
it. Yeah, physical touch. You rather hear it, but since you saw it online and you thought that
It's
was
okay,
it, and then it wasn't fulfilling enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it does take a lot of experiences away, I believe.
I agree.
I like that point. It takes away from your own personal experience looking at everybody else's shit.
Yeah, you don't know what you like because you tend to believe that what you saw is probably it, and not only that, in order for it to work, sometimes you might still want to keep doing it because it looked good, it felt good, or you thought that was it. So yeah, baby, let's go to the vacation again, let's do it again. But you're like, or let's go here, but you're like, I really like physical touch. I really like more of a talking gifts. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're chasing something that's not sustainable too. I think that people do that because of social media too.
Diddy came through with a bar.
For real.
That's true.
Yep. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm at work. Fuck this.
Thanks for calling.
I mean, yeah, Diddy. I appreciate this call. Y'all go. Hey, if anybody need pictures of some shit taken like that, Diddy is the plug.
What's his Instagram name?
Plug yourself, bro. Plug yourself. Tell them people where to find you at.
Diddy Fresco with the K. Diddy Fresco with the K.
There it is. Diddy Fresco with a K. You need pictures.
Bye, Diddy.
Videographer shit.
We got a wedding coming up.
Oh no. All right, bro. No, deadass. He's shout out to Chillwood Radio. He I was on there one time and he does a lot of stuff for Will, but I would say like watching like from what I heard like Diddy's little journey because I don't know if he's been doing it for a long time, but good as fuck. Like top quality cameras and shit. I was on the shit, saw the video. I was like, oh shit, nigga finna start acting. I put model in my Instagram bio and shit. So
shut up.
Yeah, like you do one shoot with Diddy, man, it'll change your life. Oh my God, you on the radio? Yeah, I've been doing this shit for a year and a half, but nigga get a little video from Diddy, now I'm famous. So.
No, that was a good point though. It does take away from your own experience and you're figuring out, kind of to what Babe was saying, you figuring out for yourself what you want. And then also lusting after things that are not sustainable. I think people do that a lot too. Because yes, it is nice to travel and it feels good to have vacations and that time away with your significant other. But the reality is majority of our time is spent working and doing regular day-to-day life. And you still need to find a way to enjoy your partner and your time together in that too. Y'all can't only like each other if y'all doing something fun.
Yep.
Like, you gotta like each other when y'all sitting in the fucking house and gotta get up and go to work in the morning, too.
Niggas are so adult. Everybody came in here swinging for the fence with love languages and shit.
Not the hell me. I didn't know nothing
hey,
about
man, look, that's cool. Everybody,
Verge.
You'll get there.
We gonna learn you.
You'll get there.
I'm like, love language. I thought it was a song. I thought it was gonna be a number one.
Holy
shit. Somewhere else with it. The whole
I thought it was a song.
Verge, I swear, like you.
Some Tyrese with me.
Before this, like you will get it. You need just like a show. Like I want Verge to have like a reality TV show.
No, I don't.
My dad told me I
Verge.
should get one too.
Nigga,
the flavor of Verge.
Oh shit, that's too many girls.
I don't even know if I really wanted to be a dating show. I think I would legit just watch Verge on a
Guess
Tuesday.
what? Y'all all made it again. Nobody's getting eliminated, Verge.
Wow.
They just gonna keep coming
Honestly,
back.
I take that back because now that I want 12 extremely beautiful women in like a hairbrush challenge. And like Verge is just sitting there like, wow, she's way too rough.
He likes his hair.
She's way too rough. You're eliminated.
That's his thing.
That's his thing.
I like when rub my hair, grease my scalp, rub my feet.
Ooh, grease my scalp.
Rub my feet.
Yeah, I like when girls rub my feet. Like they like to rub my feet. I got nice.
They like to rub your feet.
They said, "Verge, you got nice looking feet." I'm like, "Thank you."
Oh my God, Verge.
I would tell them to do it. They just start rubbing it. I'm like,
got
"I'm
the
cool."
juice.
Well,
I can't relate.
I'm chilling.
we definitely passed 5, but like I had a whole song.
That went fast.
It did.
Past 5?
Last thoughts for 2019.
Last thoughts for 2019. I don't know. We went a lot of places.
I'm playing this in the background just because it's pure Verge energy right now. I want my goddamn feet rubbed and I need my money when I need my money.
Look,
scalp oil.
In 2019, be as good to yourself as Verge's women are to him. I guess grease your scalp, get your feet rubbed.
I rub their feet. Back.
Oh, that's
okay.
nice.
That's nice.
You a fit nigga?
Yeah, reciprocal feet.
I'm not gonna judge you. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
I do everything to female. I love female.
A woman.
A woman.
We not females. We women.
Unless you're gonna follow that up with human. I do everything for a female human being, but that sounds stupid, right? Because female is a descriptor for something.
You gonna get your wife.
A female
You gonna get your
dog,
wife.
a female cow.
All these little corrections, you're going to get a wife. Watch. 2020.
Yeah. You know.
I can't wait.
Gotta-
Somebody is coming in 2020 to just knock Verge on his ass, bruh. It's gonna be amazing.
I started doing that to niggas in college when they would say like female. I would be like,
Ooh, I hate that.
I would be like a female cow or
I didn't know you had a problem with that.
a female.
But now you know.
I know.
A female boxer, female dog. What type of female are we talking about?
So if I
There
say
it is.
woman, it's just gonna be.
All right.
Y'all gonna be good, right?
This is Verge Park across 110th Street. Pimp's trying to catch a woman this week.
Shit. Bobby Womack.
All right, y'all.
Bye,
Another
guys.
good ass show.
See you in 2020.
Dope ass everything. And bye.
Bye.
That's it.
Trying to catch a trick on the street.